Hey, Richard Pickett here with Digital Brand Alchemy, and this is episode 11, day 10. That is the final episode in this 10-part series where I'm talking about what are the 10 most common mistakes that I see people making in making an online brand. So the 10th and final one is thinking you can do it alone or without people who are successful. I'm going to tell on myself in this episode, but before I do, let me just say, if you like this content, obviously follow, all those kinds of things. If you want to make sure you don't miss it, or you want to make sure you get the PDF with all the action items and more detail that I can give in these videos, then click the link, or actually you can't click it because it's embedded in the video. Follow the link that's in the video and subscribe to the Digital Brand Alchemy newsletter, and you will get this PDF and a lot more in your inbox to help you build your personal brand profitably. All right, so thinking you can do it alone or with other people, or you can do it with other people who aren't successful. So what does this look like? This looks like, and I've been there. You have a good buddy. You're both trying to figure out how to do whatever, online marketing or personal branding or creating a product or whatever that is. Neither one of you have done it before. I've been there, and you both bounce different ideas back and forth off of each other. But you do this for like 6 months, a year, and no one's making any progress. As a matter of fact, one thing that I've noticed with several people is when I break out of that and then begin to share with them what I'm actually doing that's different, they actually don't change. Like in the beginning, I thought, okay, cool, we can have this like mastermind and we can help each other solve these problems. But in the end, when I figured out a solution that was actually working, they didn't want to do it for their own business. And that's totally fine. They can totally do that. But it was enlightening to me to realize they actually didn't want to solve their problem and build a successful business. They just wanted to keep doing what they thought they should be doing in order to build a business. And here's the difference between success and not success is if I or you, if we already knew the successful way to do whatever that next step is that we're working on, we would already be doing it. Since we're not doing it, we don't know what it is. So it's so valuable to find someone else who's already made that step and get their advice. They will come back and tell us to do things we didn't think of. They will tell us, don't do this, instead do that. And this is one of the first things that I go through, like with new clients that I pick up, is we talk about the activities that they're doing that are wasting their time or distracting them away from actually having success. And then I have to introduce, here are the things that you really should be focused on. And again, it always goes back to introductions to customers, the conversion process of finding out about their problems and whether or not you can solve them, and then finally delivering your product or service to them. So, having to narrow that thing down. So people that don't focus on that, and I didn't either. Like in the beginning, when I first started out, like this was not my focus. I was busy actually building a better product all the time. I was always building a better product without actually engaging the customers and doing this process. And I had to hire a coach who told me, no, stop doing that. It's because you can make a better and better and better product for what I thought would be really valuable, but it wasn't going to solve the problems from the customer's perspective. It was solving problems that I thought were actually going to be problems from my own perspective. And so I had a coach. He said, nope, don't do that anymore. Instead, do this. He shifted my attention, and it was invaluable. Now, I paid a lot of money for that coach, which this is another thing. Like I paid so much that even when he told me, don't do that anymore, instead do this, my knee-jerk reaction, if it had been one of my buddies that we're building a business together and we're, in this mastermind together, I would have told them, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just keep doing my own thing. But because I paid this money to this coach, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my money's worth out of that, this coach's advice, because I'm not just going to pay. And I think in this case, it was like $5,000. I'm not going to just pay $5,000 to this coach and then kiss that money goodbye. And a year later have no difference. As a matter of fact, my goal was I'm going to pay $5,000 to this coach, and in 6 months, I want 10 times that much money given back to me, or this coach is not worth anything. Like his advice and following him is not worth anything. Now, I had watched his success. I knew who he was. I'd seen him build from nothing to what he was. So I knew that his advice would be valuable to me, or else I would not have parted, especially with $5,000. But his advice was counterintuitive to me. It's not something I already knew, and it was actually painful. It hurt to hear him say, this is wasting your time, don't do that anymore, instead go and do this. Now, I did do things like I would say, well, what about this or what about that? So I tried to explain my thought process, and some of my ideas were actually good, but he said, not now. Like, that doesn't fit in now. You have to do that later. And when he did that, it opened up my eyes, and I was like, oh, wow, okay, I can see. Like, I've been totally on the wrong track here. And this was such a valuable experience. So success breeds success. If you're not having success, you have to do like me. I took personal inventory and realized my level of understanding was not getting me to the level of success that I wanted. I had to make a change. My level of understanding and my other mastermind partners, their level of understanding also wasn't giving me the success I wanted, and I had to do something different. So in today's tip, find someone who's actually had the success that you want to have and go copy what they do. If you can hire them as a coach or a mentor or whatever, that'd be great. If you can't, go study them, like figure out what are they actually doing day to day. Now, this thing can be kind of deceptive, and this is where having them as a coach actually makes a lot more difference than just studying them from afar. For example, if you wanted to be a famous actor or you just want to be a successful actor, you could say, you know what, I'm going to go study Will Smith, right? And you go study Will Smith, and then you're getting these videos about what he does for his birthday and what his morning routine is and how he does his workout and his voice coach and his acting coaches, and all these things, but none of them show exactly how he went into the show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and established himself, and how his agent then leveraged that into him being a successful actor. So that would be the thing that you need to go study. And sometimes you can't find that information no matter what. Like those intimate details, you can't. But if you could hire Will Smith as your own coach, imagine the advice he would give you that you would otherwise not think of. And he would tell you exactly, if you want to have a career like me, these are the steps you need to take. Go do this now. Go do that. And it may be take this one acting job that you don't really like, but he would tell you this is why you need to do it. And it would make sense. Same thing in building an online brand and having a successful business. The thing that we're not doing, we don't find it intuitive. A coach would say, this is what you need to go do, and this is why you need to do it. It's invaluable. So my recommendation today, seek out someone who's had success and then ask them for their advice. Ask them if you could be a coach, if they have a group coaching, if they have some kind of a course that you can take on how to get started or how to move past whatever your current obstacle is, or how to take the next step up to the next level. Trust me, it will be invaluable to you. I hope you found this 10-step series of value. Let me know. If you want more, obviously join the list. I look forward to seeing you there.